What's going on, everybody? My name is Cole. Welcome to Trans-Spirit Indigo. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Hit that like button and go ahead and hit the bell notification too, so you'll know every time a new video comes out. Thank you, everybody who has subscribed and has been supporting this channel. I very much appreciate you. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about alcoholism and how there's no one way to be an alcoholic. Okay, so some of you all have already seen my videos about alcoholism and my experiences with it. So I'll keep this part brief because the video today is mainly about how there's not one way to be an alcoholic, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that here. For me, I was an active alcoholic for 8 years. I now have 9 years without drinking a drop of alcohol or eating any form of alcohol, consuming alcohol. I even have to stay away from like certain over-the-counter cold and flu type stuff because it has alcohol in it. Anyway, I digress. I have experienced that just complete attachment to alcohol to where I felt like I was powerless. I would drink even when I didn't want to drink. So that's where I was coming from. Now I've been in and out of rehabs and outpatient rehab, inpatient rehab once, and a lot of meetings, although I am not a part of any organization. I'm a sovereign being. I'm doing this by myself. I've had support, of course, through friends, family, and I have been to some like AA meetings, and I found a lot of their tools to be helpful, but I wanted to go on my own path. I don't believe that there's any one way to get sober. Some people may tell you that there is only one way to be sober. I don't agree with that because I went a different path and I'm sober. So I proved it to myself. I went on a more holistic health type path and a path of spirituality. And that's what I dig. That's what's good for me. I'm not bashing anyone who decides to go, like, say, the path of AA. Whatever works for you is beautiful. It just did not work for me. I'm kind of more of a stubborn human being. I like to do what I want to do, which doesn't always work. And I know that kind of attitude can lead someone back into drinking. But for me, you just have to follow your gut intuition. For me, it was about becoming healthy and just diving into holistic health and spirituality. So I digress. That's where I'm coming from. The thing is that there is no one way to be an alcoholic. Through the rehab and through meetings and meeting people over the course of 8 years of binge drinking, something I learned is you don't have to drink every single day to be an alcoholic. Now, I know this might trigger some people, and I'm sending nothing but love and light to you because I want you to be better. I want you to feel good. Like if you're struggling with alcohol or you know someone who is, like I just want you to be sober and happy. So this is why I'm sharing it. So if this triggers you and you're like, don't call me an alcoholic, like I'm not trying to trigger you. It's just something to think about. Because here's the deal. If alcohol is getting in the way of your life, even if it's once a week, if it's getting in the way of your life, if it's holding you back, if it's making you sad, if you feel like you need it to cope, you may have an alcohol issue. You may be an alcoholic. I've even had arguments years ago with some of my friends who I think still drink, telling me that I'm not an actual alcoholic because I don't drink every day. Meanwhile, my entire life was in shambles because of the 3 to 5 days a week I drank. So you don't have to drink every single day to label yourself as an alcoholic, is what I'm trying to say. You could drink once a month and still be an alcoholic because that one time a month, it wreaks havoc. It's hell. You know, that one time, that month, you get so drunk that you black out. A blackout while drinking is a very strong indication that you may have an alcohol problem. Very strong indication because nobody needs to drink that much. You're literally giving your power away when you do that. You don't ever want to do that. I do believe there are people that can so-called drink responsibly, which in my opinion is just somebody who can drink lightly, know when they're buzzed, and stop. I am an alcoholic. So to me that doesn't even make sense. And that's honestly what helps keep me sober. is I know that if somebody presented me with a 6-pack of alcohol right now, I would down that whole thing probably within an hour or two. It's like I already know that I can't just have 1 or 2 drinks. Nope, not at all. I would get wasted drunk. And then for me, the way it would work in my brain is, even when I was wasted drunk, I would just keep drinking until I passed out. And thankfully it was just passed out, because there were many times where life presented itself with me at, the scene of a car crash, or it's been scary, man. It's been hell on earth, and I've created it. I created my hell on earth with my addiction with drinking. So I'm not a fan of alcohol. I don't miss it. Like I did kind of at first, because I missed that numbing feeling and that escape feeling, but that in itself helped me to realize why my drinking habits weren't good. It helped me to realize this, because if you're drinking to escape your problems, that's a surefire sign that it's not a good thing. So, I mean, this might be hard to take in, but I say this with love, because let me tell you, 9 years now without alcohol, a lot of shit's gone down in my life. People have died, some of them in really bad ways in my life. I've moved across the country like twice. I've changed careers like twice. A lot has happened, but I've been able to handle it more by not consuming alcohol. So you just got to ask yourself, what is alcohol doing for me in my life? Like, is it something that you can enjoy from time to time and you feel like you have control over it? Or is it something to where even if you don't do it a lot, it's still just like, feels like it's got this hold on you? If it's got like that hold on you, I highly recommend letting it go and replacing it with something else, because a lot of times, well, to me, all the time, if you're getting rid of something in life, it's very important to find a replacement, whether a healthy replacement, whatever that is for you. I replaced alcohol with a lot of beverages like coffee. I did become a coffee addict, and that's not always good either, but I'd sure as heck rather be addicted to coffee than alcohol. Just an example. But replacing it with something that's healthy is very important, because you don't want to just get rid of something, because then there's that void, But I wanted to send this message out because I've met a lot of people along the way that say, well, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink every day. And it's like textbook 101 of what I've heard along the way, going through rehabs, going through classes that were mandatory for me because I got in trouble, with the law for being drunk. Like, this is stuff I learned along the way from people who have experienced this, is that there is no one way to be an alcoholic. Even if you just get drunk once a year, but like you get blackout drunk and end up upsetting people or saying things that you don't mean to say, because you will just, when you're drunk, you're not you anymore. You're not being authentic, and you're just, saying whatever, like things that maybe you not ready to say. To me, it's just like, I look back and I'm like, why the hell did I ever even like doing that? But I know why I did. Because I was in a very low space in my life, and it was a way for me to escape instead of dealing with my issues. Because my issues, much like everyone else's issues, are rough to face. That's why they're issues, right? So the more that I've just been facing things and handling them, life has been a lot better. So just ask yourself, what is your relationship with alcohol? It's okay if you can't seem to handle it. I can't handle it, but I feel empowered by admitting to myself I can't handle it, and loving myself enough to not revisit that part of my life, to not pick a drink back up. I will never pick a drink back up in this life. I know what it does to people spiritually. Talk about lowering your vibration. One of the easiest ways to lower your energetic frequency, your vibration, is to consume alcohol. There's a reason why they call it spirits. You can literally have dark spirits, so to say, or just the darkness, or just people, it goes really deep, but attachments and energies, souls that haven't crossed over yet, maybe died from alcoholism, that are still trying to get their fix via you. Like, you're inviting darkness in when you give your power away through alcohol. No, thank you. I did not understand that at all because I wasn't spiritually there when I was drinking, but now that I'm in this space, I can see how many times I let something else drive my vehicle, my body, the car, so to say. Like, some of the stuff that I did was just awful. It's not me. I know this because I don't act that way when I'm sober. I don't act that way when I don't drink. I put myself in so many scary situations and said things and did things that I would never do without the influence of alcohol. So to me, it's gross. I don't vibe with it. I don't like being around it. It's funny, a lot of people think that I don't want to be in a bar because it will tempt me. No, I don't want to be in a bar because I don't care for that kind of energy. I mean, sure, there are certain things about bars that I miss, especially the music aspect, because I spent most of my life in bars, not just drinking, but working as a musician or even a cook. So there are certain things about bars that I do love, don't get me wrong. I don't want to hate on my friends out there who own bars, but as far as somebody who is an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic, well, it's just not the space for me. It's just not a great space. So ask yourself, what's your relationship with alcohol? And it's going to be okay. If you are realizing you're an alcoholic, it's going to be okay. Trust me, it is so empowering to just stop giving power to the alcohol. Life is so freaking amazing and so beautiful. You can literally manifest anything you want in life with the power of your mind, your intention, your feelings, your emotions, your heart space. We don't need alcohol to make life better. I know that we've been programmed to believe that, but it's not true. It's not true. You hear the birds chirping? I hope you do. Life is beautiful. So I hope you're embracing it and living it to the fullest. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. To all my subscribers, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm growing this channel and I'd love for you to be a part of it with me here. Whether you're LGBTQIA or not, if you're an ally, I love that you're here. I'm a soul having a human experience. Peace and love, y'all.